Alright, Stormforce Tactical here with another knife review, this time of the Benchmade Pika II. I'm going to see if I can go through this whole video once without having any issues. My setup's a little different because I'm at college and couldn't find a good way to set up my nicer camera with a tripod and everything. So bear with me. Anyway, this is the Benchmade Pika II folder knife with a lockback. It's non-assisted, about 20 bucks online. It's probably a everyday carry knife, not really quite a tactical blade. There's a few things that would prevent it from being that, even though it has a pretty nasty looking blade. Look at that. I really like the blade, and I was looking at Spyderco Endura 4. Really love that blade. Saw this on clearance right next to it. Looked pretty similar. Picked it up. Liked it. Not quite as much as the Endura, but at a third of the price. You know, can't complain. So, anyway, blade. You got 9CR13 MOV steel, which is pretty good steel. Not the best, but not bad. Not bad at all. It came really, really sharp out of the box. I was shaving arm hairs off with it, which I can't say for the rest of my knives right out of the box. So, props to Benchmade on that. Serrations, functional, not the best. I can't foresee this being a knife that you're going to take out in the woods and be using to chop stuff around. This is more of an everyday carrying blade, and the reason I got the serrations is because all my other blades were straight edge, so I was looking for one with a combo edge. But overall, they're pretty sharp. They're just not going to be heavy use serrations. Pretty good. So it has the deployment hole like that. It's a little tough to get out. As you can see, one hand open's not bad, but you're gonna have to put a good amount of force into it to flick it. It's not assisted, so to get it open, it's a little bit more than I would want. So because of that, I haven't found myself carrying this. I've been trying to carry it as much as possible just to test it out, but I prefer my assisted opening ones. So yeah. Jimping, or grip I should say. These are nylon grips with glass liners in the middle, but these are nylon grips, textured. I happen to like them a lot. They're really lightweight, and they do provide a good amount of grip. There's jimping pretty much about halfway down the back all the way to in front of the deployment hole, and the jimping right here doesn't do anything. I'll just be honest. It's really kind of pointless. Because it's lowered below the grips, so you don't even really get much. It's better than smooth, but it doesn't do much at all. The jimping here is effective, but it's not the best, especially because it's kind of still pretty straight. There's not a lift area where you can put your thumb. Jimping down here, it works a little bit, but not really necessary because of the shape of the grip for that index finger. And then there's also jimping back here for your pinky finger, and I have small hands, so, but yeah, it fits pretty well. You know, the nylon grips aren't the most comfortable, but they're really lightweight, and this thing's not going anywhere. It's really, I prefer it to the smooth handles indefinitely. It's so much better. So clip, really good clip on this thing. I love it. It sits really deep, especially when you do, well, only when you do tip down, I should say. There you go. You can see how well it's reversible. You can do either side, and it sits really well down in your pocket. But not the strongest. I can foresee this thing coming out. I haven't had any issues with it yet, but I think at some point, if it gets snagged on something, then it's probably going to come out. It's not the strongest. If you want to put it tip up, you're going to have a lot more sticking out. There you go. You can see how good the blade to grip or handle ratio is. It's pretty good. There is that little bit at the end which you can use as a battery weapon. Lanyard hole, I never find use for that, but it's there. So, might lose my camera. Alright, things I left out. It has glass liners, skeletonized, which is pretty good. Leads to pretty lightweight knife, 3.5-inch blade or so, but only 3.7 ounces. I think that's pretty good. Again, weight's not a huge issue for me because I don't carry a firearm. Not of age for that, which is retarded. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, so weight's not a huge issue for me, but it's still pretty lightweight. 3.7 ounces for something like this. So it's excellent. I think that's mainly because of these really lightweight nylon grips and the skeletonized liners and skeletonized clip and a deployment hole. They took a lot out of this thing, which is good, but it's still really sturdy. No play in the blade at all. It's excellent. That was something that Nut and Fancy was talking about, but I guess they may have upgraded that in the newer models. There's no play whatsoever. Keep losing my camera system. Anyway, that's my review of the Benchmade Pika II folding knife. I like it. It's going to be a good knife in my collection, but I can't foresee it being one of my favorites. I think the main issue here is the deployment speed and the deployment hole. I wanted one with a deployment hole, but I just don't think they're going to be my favorite. I like the thumb studs and the flippers. So if you're into deployment hole, this is a great knife, especially for the price, only 20 bucks or so. But one thing that you got to worry about is it's even if you are an advanced deployment hole thing, the blade resistance is a little much. And that's one thing they haven't fixed, which they need to do. I don't know if you're going to be able to find this exact model anymore because according to Benchmade they discontinued this, but you can find the same one, Pika II, but I guess it's under the HK model. It'll have a HK logo there, at least on the Benchmade website. You can still get them, but you might have to settle with the HK logo, so hopefully you're okay with that. Alright, I think I covered everything. Good knife, but definitely got some things that they need to fix. I'd like to see a quicker deployment, and if so, they can fix that. This might be one of my new favorites. Yep, see, right there. Requires a little bit more than a flick every once in a while. Alright, take it easy.